welcome to episode number 3 of In the Green Room with Aiden Keene. I'm so excited today to welcome the Cowsills, one of my favorite groups of all time, from the 1960s. You may remember them from some of their hits, such as The Rain in the Park and Other Things, Indian Lake, and of course, Hair, everybody's favorite. So guys, thank you so much for being here today.
Thanks for having us, Aiden.
Yeah, thanks for having us, Aiden.
You guys were the first people that I reached out to have on this podcast, because your music has been, there is not a day, and I'm not just saying this, there is not a day that goes by that I don't listen to the Cowsills. And it's every day, and it just, it lifts me up. And I'm on my way to classes, you guys are playing. So
cool.
Can I ask, Aiden, how old are you? Just curious.
I just turned 20 this year.
Okay. And may I ask where you discovered us to become to where you...
Yeah, so I had known the song Hair, and then my girlfriend and I went to see the Happy Together tour a few years ago, and that's when I was really introduced to everything. It was kind of one of those moments where I'm like, I know all of these songs, and I just got very into it. 60s Gold, Flash Phelps.
Right on.
Yes, Flash.
Yes, God, yes.
Hi.
Okay, so you're just one of us, and time be damned. So go on with your interview. I'm sorry, I forgot. This is your interview.
That's totally okay. So I want to start, if that's okay, as I usually do with my guests, in the very beginning. How did the Cowsills come to be?
Okay, ready? So there's 7 children. The 2 older brothers, myself and Bill, got guitars when we were 7 and 8-year-olds. Had 4 strings on the guitar so we could manage a couple of chords. We learned 3 chords. Unbeknownst to us at the time at 7 and 8, we just learned the ability to play 5,000 songs with 3 chords. But that's okay. We didn't know it at the time. But we took off with it, and we're going to keep with it. It's a passion, even at that young age. We go into folk music. We go into hootenannies. We go into other kids in the family being able to sing with us, other family members joining in once in a while. But the seriousness is going to get going around 1964, 65. We're going to get, actually, the 4 brothers are going to be discovered in a club in Newport, Rhode Island. We're going to go on the Today Show. It's going to lead to a first recording contract. They're going to drop us. It's going to lead to a second recording contract. They're going to drop us. It's going to lead to a third recording contract. That's MGM. They're going to drop us too. That's going to lead to a 4th recording contract.
You sound like Howard and Mark. Keep going.
And they're going to drop us. But that's okay. Because the trick, if you get a no, is to keep looking for the yes. That we've found 3 yeses. And that's the first piece of advice. Don't stop at a no. Keep going. You'll find the yes. And even that might not be the right yes, but it's the step in the right direction. Absolutely. There's no doubt about that. So once the Beatles dropped onto the planet, we dropped our hair. We're no more crew cuts. We got here's the gear you buy. Here's the songs you play. We learned all these Beatles songs. We were very good at performing them, still are. And it got us all work. We all hit the clubs. And that's where we're going to get found, the 4 brothers, because we were quite young. We weren't famous, but we were very good. And so we got 20 minutes on the Today Show back in the 64 or whatever year it was, with Robert Walters and Hugh Downs, and got discovered there kind of by Johnny Nash from our first label. And it was all going to bloom from there, all the way to being dropped by.
Well done.
And then Mom gets put in the band, and then Susan gets put in but the whole family's the band now. And the concept took root, and we had a big million seller with it, The Rain in the Park and Other Things.
Boom. Bob could be an auctioneer.
I was there every step of the way, I tell you.
That was very impressive.
I agree with you, Aiden.
Do you guys have anything to add, or did Bob cover everything?
Well, heck. No, I mean, that's how it began. It began organically, and it continues organically, thankfully. And just like, while we're just sitting here, any scuttlebutt contrary to that is nothing but. You're looking at people who wanted to play music their whole lives, all the outer sheddings of what went on and how it turned out and all the machinations of it are one thing. But make no mistake, we wanted music from the second we started. That's why.
It was a musical family, and everyone wanted in. There's going to be a tragic figure through it all, my twin brother Richard, and that's another story. And our dad's going to be a tragic figure through it all. That's another story. But in terms of the music, this was a musical family in a musical home. And I think the family, the parents just let us be because, thank God we were involved in something.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Aiden, it's about the love of the music, and actually, it's about the love of singing together and playing together. Susan and Bob have had a lot of different solo deals. I had one little short time breath, but basically, I don't want to sing with anybody else. Honestly,
Mhm.
I'm singing with the people I want to sing with, and if I'm not singing with them, screw it, I ain't singing.
Hey.
Yeah, see?
Yeah. Shay?
Well, it certainly works perfectly, and I thought that was awesome when I was learning more about you guys, and I saw that your mom was in the group. That was really awesome because it just because I know what you said in the beginning. It was weird to think of your mom being in your rock group, but I mean,
Right.
really,
Aiden, that was not awesome at the time. Now, historically, it's very impressive. It's like, you're kidding. Wow. Whoa, you're kidding. Partridge Family.
I was going to say it was awesome for the Partridges.
But at the time, we've been dropped from 2 labels and we're trying to get a third. And their solution to what was wrong all along was that our mother wasn't with us. It's going to work out. And we're going to have a big million seller. Mom's going to be in the band forevermore.
And it became awesome, but
There's
it didn't
nothing awesome about that suggestion. That was nothing but trouble.
Oh, Evan, do you play an instrument?
I play several. I have a lot of different productions going on right now.
Oh, cool. And is your mom in your band, Evan?
Aiden.
Sorry, we just had an Evan 2 minutes ago.
That's okay.
Aiden.
No, she's
Aiden, not
Now
Eden.
wait, Aiden, would you want your mom in your band?
She's gonna watch this later. So no,
I love this. But anyway, I mean, it's your mama and they're boys and they want to be rock and rollers. So that was and then their little sister on top of it. It was pretty painful. But we all survived because here we are.
But
and we were all very grateful to what the outcome was. I mean, there's no denying the outcome, and whether it was mom or our dog, whoever was going to win that thing, if it was going to make things happen, then God love them all.
Yeah.
And everyone that came in increased the value and the breadth of the vocal stack. Okay, I mean, if you hear our early records, you can hear Susan, John, and Barry way up there in the stratosphere. And me, Paul, and Bill, we're way down there where normal people live. But it's quite the spread. And those kids could sing up at those high levels. It was phenomenal.
Hey, Paulie, while we're here, and honest to God, this just came up for me. How did you, because we were talking to those kids, we were just podcasting with a family band, Aiden, and we were asking them about their stack and how they found their spot. How did you, between the highs and the lows, did you travel between us and them, or where were you?
I was wherever Bob wanted me.
It was the middle. He was the middle vocally. He was the middle as a child. He was
I
was the middle.
Okay, all right. Okay, thanks. Sorry, Aiden, but you know how we are.
I love it. And I learn stuff every time, so this is totally fine.
Right on.
So let's talk the Rain in the Park and other things, because I have a couple of questions about that. First of all, how'd you get that name for the song?
It was called The Flower Girl. But at the time, there was an artist on MGM also with us called Scott McKenzie putting out a record. If you're going to San Francisco, Flowers in Your Hair. So the president of the company called our producer, Artie Kornfeld, said, you can't call it The Flower Girl. They're going to think you're Scott McKenzie. Artie said, it's a mother, a 7-year-old girl, and 6 brothers. There's nothing Scott McKenzie-ish about that. But out of the air, he pulled out, okay. And Artie says, it just came to him.
Then call it, bleh.
Call it The Rain in the Park and Other Things.
Just do it.
And now, believe me, The Flower Girl had lasting power. When we heard that it's going to be called The Rain in the Park and Other Things, well, at that point, you're just a little nervous about, like, let's remember that song title. And but it worked out okay. But I'm just telling you, early things you worry about.
Yeah.
Wow.
And it's never said in the song. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Yeah, I noticed
The
that.
rain, the park, and other
Other
things.
things, huh?
Right, but it makes sense though, because you talk about walking
For
through the park
sure.
alone, and
For
then
sure.
It was a magical moment.
Artie was frustrated,
Yeah.
and that's what came out.
The rain was bacon.
Oh yeah, the sound of the rain in the beginning. Ye who wants to learn some new stuff is bacon sizzling. The what is the
Really?
rain?
Wow, that's awesome. That's really. I'll have to like.
Hey, we lost your voice. Oh, there it is.
You
Okay.
got me? Am I back?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, my band, our guitar player broke his arm. We were supposed to be doing an Elvis production because that's what I do. I've been doing Elvis for 15 years.
Oh,
And but we had to come up with a new show because
since you were 5, keep going.
yeah, since I was 5. He
Okay,
broke
cool.
his arm and we had to put together a new show last minute because I can't play guitar and then do everything at the same time. So we put together a 60s show. And we opened it with The Rain, the Park, and Other Things.
Oh boy.
But at rehearsal, they asked us, what would be a cool opening, and I said, "Duh, The Rain, the Park, and Other Things." And my bass player was like, "Really? Do you think we're gonna be able to pull that off?" Because there's 3 of us that sing,
Okay.
and I'm like, "We're gonna pull it off," and we did. We did 2
And you
shows.
did.
And we did both shows. We opened with that, and on
Oh.
Halloween we're doing a show, and we're gonna try Hair.
Woo. Good luck with that bass part,
I'm not as
man.
confident about it, but
Is this on YouTube?
it can be.
Well, do you put your stuff up? I mean, I don't know.
We do, if allowed by other band members. I try to, because sometimes things don't go exactly as.
Oh no, I'm in a band where it has to go by committee if something's coming up or not. I think, and we won't mention what those things are. We'll just move along.
But can we hear you do Rain the Park and Other Things on YouTube right now when we get done with you?
Not on YouTube right now, but I'd be happy to send it along.
He can send it
I
private.
do have it.
How fun.
Cool.
That would be cool. We dig it.
And I love doing that song. It's my favorite song in the show. And we also do San Francisco by Scott McKenzie.
Because why wouldn't you? Why wouldn't you?
Going.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's such a beautiful song, man.
I love that song, and that's
Yes.
another one
Same.
I learned on 60s Gold. So
Right on. God, Flash.
Nice.
He's like the Captain Kangaroo of the 60s, that where he presents this lovely thing to everybody. And if you want it, come on.
I've learned so much. I mean,
Awesome.
and it helps me along in my career too. Because I
Right
can't
on.
write songs. Did you guys write songs for early on, or?
Plenty of the
Paul
album,
would do
plenty
it.
of the album cuts, and we've written songs our entire career.
Yeah.
But the early hits we did not write. We got those from other people.
Yeah,
But we all
can't-
write.
I can't write songs at all. They always end up
You're
rhyming.
only, but look, dude, I didn't write my first song till I was 34. So
okay.
hold tight.
I have a few years now.
Still time, Aiden. Still
Still
time.
time for that. I mean, for real though. And I absorbed everything, right? So when I sat down to do it, they came out like magic. Like I had a cookie cutter and went on some dough. I didn't know what I was doing, but there they were because it was in my head. I got a funny feeling. You just hang tight on that. Leave that door open.
I'll keep the notepad handy for sure.
Do it.
Yes.
So I have some individual questions for each of you that I was thinking about, and I want to start with Paul because I saw you guys twice this year. The night we met, and then that wasn't enough, so I went back in Lynn as well. Lynn, Massachusetts. I think that was July 31st or July 30th.
Yeah.
I ended up being on crutches that night, actually. I wasn't as in shape as I was the first time. Elvis dance moves, long story.
Old football injury, Aiden?
A little bit, yeah. But Paul, one of the things that stood out for both shows to both me and my girlfriend was the energy that you all have, but you must have jumped off the drums at least 3 times. And that was awesome.
Yeah, it's usually twice, and that's at
Twice.
the end of Rain the Park and then at the end of Hair.
Okay.
Look at it, it's just in me. Like as soon as I walk out onto that stage, I get possessed. We all get possessed by whatever it is we're going to be
He
doing
really
out there.
gets possessed, man.
And I played instruments for a long time, and And, I was playing them and playing them. And then I thought, God, I'm not really having any fun doing this. I would have more fun concentrating on maybe singing than not, just when I was at a keyboard or something. I could always tell I was getting to stuff late and moving out of it early to get to something else. And that was just no way for me to carry on at my age. And so I just went
Have
into
any
Bob and
fun.
Susan and just said, dudes, I'm over this thing. If I'm going to be doing this at this age, I just want to sing and get my harmony right and just, lock in with that and, at least do something great or, better than, oh, he's good there, he's good there, he's good there, but he's not great at anything. And so I just felt like I wanted to just sing and yeah, and people,
And
they
be
didn't
free
even
to
know I
jump.
existed on that stage. Once I got up there, I felt really great. I don't need to have an instrument in my hand. I felt stupendous and I was able to sing really good. And it was just like, yeah, this has been a good move for me. And then in reality, it all worked out, it worked out even for better, than worse.
And by the way,
Just,
he comes from having done it all. He didn't just say, yeah, look, he played bass on a whole album with the group. He was a bass player. Then he's playing the Roland D50 keyboard on a whole album global with the group. And, so this time, well, now he wants to sing. If we could have found a banjo or something to
He
get,
would have picked that up.
yeah.
but he's free. He's free now.
I'm
And
free and I'm happy to be
yeah,
free. And
yeah.
and then these songs are exciting. We don't change our keys, Aiden. And that's the key to our thing. People go, wow, you've got so much energy. Well, the songs have the energy
Right.
because they're sitting up these high
You got
keys
to
that we did as
wrangle it out to
kids.
get that
So
energy gathered up.
we're working hard every night through all of those songs. We're working hard. When we do 90 minutes or an hour, man, it's chump change, because there's all these other songs we do and they're very easy to do. The Cowsill songs are ball busters. I mean,
Yeah.
you gotta squeeze your cheeks and let it out, And so since that I left all those instruments, I couldn't be happier. Honest to God, and I'm glad we made all those moves. We didn't know what we were doing really. I mean, we had it where, of course, Susan has to be in the middle. And then we thought, well, look at there's two guitars and then this big lump on the other side of the stage, running all around and doing his shit, whatever he's doing. And so once we brought it into the middle and put Susan left and Bob left, actually, Susan right, then it all seemed right.
Agreed.
So it really happened by all of that.
Organically.
Yeah.
Like everything else we do.
So yeah, that's my energy. My energy is coming right out of my brain and out of my body and out of my hands and my arms and
You're
yeah.
exhausting me just talking.
It feels
about it.
very weird if I were because we had to kind of do it the other night because I couldn't get too far from my mic because this reverb issue we had. Hello, 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 hello. And so I just stayed there and I didn't move. And what's so funny about it? I sweat it more from trying not to move than when I move. So it's crazy. It's crazy.
Funny for me.
Makes it interesting every night.
It's great. Yeah. I mean, and it makes it so much more enjoyable too. Like just the whole experience is just watching you guys, the energy that you have. It pulls me out of my seat every time. That's why I always buy seats in the last row so I can just stand with
got
you
ya.
guys. Not block anybody. Susan, you're next.
Oh boy. Okay, go.
So you came into the band. How old were you when you came into the band?
8 years old.
8 years old. So you
Yeah.
essentially have grown up in the music business and
Mhm.
around it even before that. What was it? What was that experience like? Being a part of it at such a young age.
Initially, it was just kind of entertaining because it was magical in a way. When you're really little, like 2, 3, 4, 5, and when you're around 4 years old and 5 years old and people are playing guitars and things, like, because you're a little kid, whoa, what's happening? That's kind of cool. Then you realize it's your own people, and that's really cool. And I think we were in enough of a generation of TV was there, so I understood what magic kind of TV things happened, and it had to do with these kind of things, these instruments, and they all to me seem like part of Sunday's carousel of color.
Mhm.
And I knew I mean, that's how my original feeling of watching this. So I wanted in, and plus these guys would leave a lot. They'd get in cars and drive off the island, which kind of made me unsettled, I don't know why. And so I really wanted to be in the band. And I really liked music, and I knew I was musical. I knew what they were doing felt normal to me in my body. It wasn't like, what are they doing? I could never do that. And the nature of our family, it was a good idea to get into that band and become a part of something bigger than be something isolated out and not in a group setting. There was a lot of good reasons to be in our band, and I had to work for it.
Yeah.
So.
And it's
Yep.
funny because you were actually this morning on YouTube, you were the first recommended video, and you were, I don't know how old you were, but you were singing "When I'm 64."
Oh, my God.
That's a really painful one for me, Aiden.
Well, if it's, I didn't get
No,
to
let's talk
watch it.
about it. Did you enjoy it, first of all?
I heard it because I was in the car. I couldn't watch it, so
Oh, I'm so grateful, Aiden.
It
Because the
sounded
watching
great.
of it is the painful part, because that was the day Mom thought Mommy and me matching outfits would look cool on her 11-year-old daughter, and it
Oh.
wasn't. And I was singing and a Beatles song, which in my house is heresy. I mean, there's no
Yeah.
reason I should have been. I mean, they hated me enough as it was, and now I'm going to go on national
Yeah.
TV in a Mommy and me matching outfit in the most awkward stage of my life, being hated even more viscerally by my brothers than ever before, singing and butchering a Beatles song on Mike Douglas. So for me, that was that experience. If you listen to it and enjoyed it, that really makes up for it.
I did.
It really does.
I did. I enjoyed it very much.
Did you? And I hope I didn't like ruin it by saying all that adolescent stuff, but it was what was going on for me that day. I think I even had to pinch Mel Torme's cheek. It's like, give me a break this afternoon. It just got worse and worse with Mom waking me up, handing me that outfit. That was the beginning of a very long day.
I see. Well, I enjoyed it. Anyway.
I am glad, and now I need you to go find it on YouTube, because you're gonna, like, just being a kid, you're gonna go, oh man, the poor chick. You're gonna understand.
I will do that.
Yeah, you will. Okay, man.
And Bob, this one, I want to ask you this question because I have been in somewhat of a similar experience. I've been in a lot of bands already. I've started as a guitar player, not singing as much, and then I moved up to singing backup, and then I moved to singing lead. You've had several roles in the band, and now going to lead vocals. How has that role change in the band affected you? Has it, improved your...
Yeah, our older brother Bill was kind of the voice. So when Bill passed, very young, it kind of, Paul and I had to stand up to the plate a little bit more as vocalists if we're going to continue our careers, because we write guy songs, we write girl songs, we're guys, we got Susan. It actually Bill's passing forced Paul and I to become better lead singers, because we kept working and working on it. And the songs, it was easy to figure out what songs to sing. That was never an issue. Yeah, well, that's a good one for Paul. That's a good one for Bob. But then you had to get past, you don't like your voice. You have to get past, the way you heard it on an answer machine at first. You said, "That's me."
Yeah.
What is that?
Yeah.
We all went through that, and
We really did it, ironically, because we were on recordings. You would have thought that hearing our just talking voice in a tape recorder would be something familiar, but it wasn't.
No. And in the early day, every time I tried to sing lead, I wanted to quintuple it, so it's like, it was a new experience, but then you learn how to be a singer. Look, a lot of people can carry a tune. Whether you can sing a song or not, effectively,
Wow.
it's going to be a different kind of talent. You'll find out about that. But Paul and I were put through the ringer during our career, actually. And it's not like we're on stage in front of thousands at the Rose Bowl figuring this out. No, we're working on albums, writing songs and recording them, figuring them out like lab rats. Okay, but it all worked out. It all worked out for him and me. And now, like, we're pretty good at stepping up to the plate. And yeah, I can sing that. And Paul, man, I don't know. It's just amazing to see. The DNA is part of it, because the older we got, we both got better, and you could hear Bill a little in both of us. And it's just kind of an interesting thing that happened.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
That's my take on it.
All that was right on.
Yeah.
And that's good too, because I mean, it really, it just keeps the Cowsill music going, and the fact that you guys didn't stop.
It does. It's like the engine, little engine that could.
Yeah, we're very fortunate. The DNA component helps us today. Look, we're not doing anything different than every other band who lost their lead singer. Somebody else has to be the lead singer, okay?
Right.
That's us. Now we have the DNA thing, and we channel Bill real good, you know, so we get a little bit of a advantage when it comes to that, okay? And we like that. A lot of people think I sang The Ray in the Park and other things on the record. I didn't, okay? I'm doing the best I can every night to honor Bill and to honor that lead vocal that everyone is so familiar with. And me and Paul, we just dance up there. We're so happy to be lead singers now. It's pretty cool. Right, Paul? I think anyway, you know.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I'll take one, man. I know how to.
100%. You guys kill it too.
So you can always improve as a singer. Always.
Always.
Yeah, and that's the advice that I get too a lot from, you know, musicians and people that, you know, do the same thing I do in the Elvis world and everything. They almost always say, focus on the vocals. It's one of the most important things, if not the most important thing.
Yes.
To keep building upon that, you know.
Yep.
Especially in a world like mine and the Elvis world, you could focus on the wrong things like the jumpsuits and everything, but to get the vocals down, that's the most important.
Dude, there's a lot of guys in jumpsuits, right?
Yeah.
But there's not, and there are a few excellent Elvises, and I'm glad for them. So you carry on, you know, and keep your quality control like you are. That's awesome.
Thank you. Yeah, it's a lot of fun, and I've had so much.
Can we see you being Elvis on YouTube?
Can we see
that you can, yes.
Okay.
That
Cool.
is in multiple locations, actually. That's
okay. And what's your last name, Aiden?
My last name is Keen. Keene.
Keene.
Right in his little square there, you can see it.
Yeah.
I don't have my glasses on.
That's okay.
Right.
We just did a show 2 weeks ago for about 800 people.
Wow.
For a local concert series, and I'm still in my leg brace, so I couldn't move as much as I'd like to. But that's on YouTube, so you can find that.
Oh, how fun. I look forward to it.
It is a lot of fun, and as you know, music can get you through anything.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
So there's another song that I want to mention, because I remember from the documentary hearing that there was some tension towards Indian Lake when it was first brought to you guys.
It was a cool factor issue. And look, we were just teenage guys. We didn't think Indian Lake was cool. We didn't think the lyric was cool, but we need a hit record. And MGM is telling us that this is going out. This is what you're going to do. And so brought us the track, and we put the vocal arrangement on it and did what we do, you know, successfully. And they had a 1968 summertime. We had a big hit with that thing.
Sure did.
But we weren't sitting around saying, this is not a hit. This is not a hit. We just thought it wasn't cool enough. And then you have a hit.
It was downright dopey.
It's cool. Yeah, it was kind of corny.
Oh, I loved it though.
But we're a family, and we got kids in the group, and everyone loves a Summer Lake song, and it worked out just great. And the fact that it was a big hit helped our relationship personally with the song itself.
And Brian Wilson helped.
We found out other people liked it, and you know, if you respect them, then you go, oh, you like that? Oh, then I'll like it too, you know.
our brother Bill was good friends with Brian Wilson, and I'm sure Bill was reluctant to even let Brian hear this thing, but Brian heard it and told Bill he just loved it. He thought it was a great song, and hopefully that gave Bill. Billy was his own person. Even if Brian Wilson told him it was
Yeah,
cool, Bill
you're
will
right.
still think this is not cool, brother. You're
Man,
not
he
singing
just
it.
said
I
that
am.
up there. He just went, "Ooh, shit,
Easy.
blah, blah, blah."
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Easy for you to say, Brian Wilson.
Yeah.
I love
But
it.
it had to take the sting off
Yeah.
for Bill.
For sure.
We played that. I was out yesterday. My girlfriend and I were out with a friend of ours, and he's not really into, the rock and roll 60s, 70s stuff, which it's actually not as common as I thought with my generation, which is a great thing, but it's definitely, a lot of kids don't know of it. And of course, we were in the car yesterday, and I played Indian Lake, because why wouldn't I? And I looked up in my rearview mirror, and he's just sitting there, and he's like, yeah, I like this song. This is great.
Hey, listen, that was a well-crafted pop record.
Beautiful. Yeah, it was amazing.
I mean, it was. It
Just
was
from that beginning.
ear candy, ear candy.
It's
So,
just yeah.
And we were right in time with the summer. It had a summer feel to it. This equation
Awesome.
kind of long that equals a hit, but it did equal one then for us, and we were thrilled with it. There were a lot of Indian lakes around the country that
And I love singing it to this day.
Yeah.
Love it.
And we were little kids when we did that song. So, little kids in America at the time probably really grabbed onto that and went, wow, look at it, they're really talking to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're all going to camp this summer, man.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's
Going to
awesome.
camp with the Cowsills.
That's great. How old were you guys when you did that? Was that soon after Rain in the Park?
Susan was 8, I was 18, Paul was 16.
Wow, that came right after Rain the Park, huh?
No,
We can fly.
Oh, that's right, because I wasn't on Rain the Park. Boom.
In Need of a Friend came out. They made some missteps, but Indian Lake got us back on track.
Right on.
Yeah. Well, they did a huge campaign in Billboard for that, man. They
Oh,
every
yeah, the
week
little I
or
remember.
every edition there'd be one little Indian, and then the next month 2 little Indians, and it finally got up to 1 million.
That's
Yeah.
awesome. And before I forget too, I wanted to tell you guys, one of my most prized possessions now. There is a woman who runs the concert series that I was just telling you about that I played for, and she saw you guys at the Esplanade in Boston, and I believe it was 1967 or 68.
Wow.
And she just gifted me a bunch of Cowsill stuff from the 60s, and one of those things was the 45 of the Milk song,
Oh, wow.
which she told me that had to be mailed out. It wasn't being sold in a record store or something. It had to be mailed out if you were subscribed to something. And
I think it had to do with a teen mag
mm,
or the American Dairy Association.
that's what it was.
Yeah, they put out a special. It was that plus a few other songs that we wrote specifically for the American Dairy Association, and that's out there floating around. I think it was on the back of a cereal box even at one point. You could cut it off and play it.
Oh,
It was
Uh-huh.
yeah.
that's really cool.
Talk about retro.
Crazy. Yeah, I had no idea.
Yeah, we got signed to do to represent Milk. Now, in the day, pop groups did not do that. You didn't let your songs be used on TV commercials. You didn't do stuff like that. It was viewed as selling out to
Selling out.
the big corporate monster. But we did what we were told, and we signed with the American. We made
Sold out.
all these milk commercials, and we drank milk, so it's not like we were hypocrites.
They were so much fun to make.
They plastered them all over the Midwest, and it affected our image in a way that the same way kind of Indian Lake did. But you ride through those moments in your career. Not everything's going to be perfect and viewed as like, "Whoa, that was a good move." But,
Yeah.
but the milk commercials today, they're a lot of fun. We got some old footage of us because of it, and
That's
now
super
the-
fun.
yeah,
Yeah.
now
That's awesome. There's something I've been thinking a lot about, and I'm curious to see what each of you think of this. Because I think about it all the time. So when you guys started out, you had, I'm sure I'll miss some, but Ed Sullivan, Mike Douglas, and that was the, way of kind of getting out there at the time, I guess, if you were rising musicians. So imagine you're starting out today in the TikTok, Spotify era. Do you think that your careers would look any different or would have gone in a different way if you had social media then?
The world we came up in was a finite kind of world. We are at the beginning of an industry where there's finite labels, there's finite radio shows, and there's finite amount of bands. It was
and finite ways to do it.
Right.
Back
Now, yeah, now there's an infinite of everything. So I say for us, yay, because it was at least a world that was available for something to happen. Now the odds are insane.
You have to go beyond your talent today. Back in our day, we had the talent. The record company had everything else that we needed, and you needed to get a record deal. End of discussion. Today, so much is responsible. The artists are responsible themselves for their content, their TikTok, their Facebook, their Instagram, their this, their that.
Publicity, they're this, they're that, everything.
Music online, or your pictures online. You are responsible for so much now. And once you get there and hang that shingle, you're going to look left and right, and there's going to be endless shingles going both directions. And that's what you're up against, is the volume. Back then,
finite versus infinite.
We were unique back then. We were a family. I mean, you had your examples, but because we were a family, we did get to take advantage of the TV shows. The only way you're going to spread your image.
That was social media.
So that was our social media, right? Now today, yeah, we would have been on, get it on TikTok, get it on Instagram, get it here, get it there. Everybody's doing that. Get your music up. How do you get people to your shingle? How do you get them to what you put up out there? That's the fight today.
I feel bad for young.
Yeah.
There's so many great new artists that we will never hear from because of what you're asking.
There's no room. Even we fought tooth and nails back then. It's the top 10. Okay. There's only 10 positions. So everyone's fighting for it. Now the Beatles have one. Now we got the top 9. So
but there were only 10. There was a place to go.
You gave up number 1. All right, no one's getting the Beatles. 2. It was way different back then.
Whole different world, man.
Now you're fighting for yourself, and you better fight hard. And your music better be good. That will never change. A great song has to be there in the end.
Hey, listen, but Dick Clark said back in the old days to even us, it is time, it is place, it's commitment, and it's luck. And that was back then too. Yeah, it can still be that. I hate to think that all of our young people are going to enter this calling and know that, I mean, but Aiden, that brings it to this. Why are you doing it? Are you doing it to do it, to express yourself, or are you doing it to get famous? And if anybody, I don't mean you particularly, if a young musician, a young talent, a young artist is wanting to do this, it's got to be for the sake of the art.
Got to keep going. Got to keep going.
Nobody's getting $1 million seller and a gold record anymore. That's unless you're Taylor or somebody like that. Right. But otherwise, man, it's a jungle out there. And I've looked at it a little bit thinking, God, I'm glad we're not in that jungle, because honestly, there's 2 million people better than us. If not 3 million people out there.
Statistically, you're up against that also. Now, back in our day, the record company, they didn't know if anyone was out there as good as us. Okay. They didn't know. But what's at our door is great.
And once we came out, then here came all the other families.
We just had to sing good. It's like we're not being smothered by competition. Right. We're being smothered by trying to get a record deal. That's all you wanted.
And check this out. Even back then, the bands that came on board to being a rock family band, well, hell, they were already here as family bands, like the Osmonds and it's like they weren't even brand new. They were just, this is what we're doing now. That's how finite the amount of this of us there were. It's crazy.
And I find what's happening now really scary because I mean I watched a special on TV the other night and it was artificial intelligence created music.
Oh God, no.
And this guy was going out into the streets of, I think, New York. It was a big city. And he was playing these songs for people. And these people were like, wow, who is that? I really want to go see this person. They don't exist. It was, and so, and that's scary to me because,
yes, I agree with you, buddy.
Is it going to take over?
They'll figure it. They'll figure it out because one thing, look, AI is brand new. It's going to create more jobs than it replaces. It's going to be okay. It's got the bad stuff along with the good stuff, like everything. Right. But I'll tell you what it is going to do. One day there's going to be a concert by the Beatles. It's going to be AI and it's going to make millions and millions of dollars because you're going to sit there and you're going to see exactly what it was like if you could have seen the Beatles. That will be a value of AI historically to show you this is beyond a tribute band. You're going to see what's appearing to be them. It's amazing, an amazing time. But this AI of send in a lyric, they'll send you a song, scary stuff.
And I kind of experienced it a few years ago. My dad and I get a lot of my love of music from my dad. And,
hey, Dad.
We're very close. And a couple of years ago, we went to go see a Roy Orbison hologram tour. And it was the weirdest thing I've ever seen in my life.
Sounds cool.
And hearing his voice in a theater with an orchestra, he had an orchestra behind the whatever.
Yeah.
It was really cool. But he rises up from the ground. He looks like a pancake.
This is what I'm talking about, right?
It's weird. And my dad got to see Roy, and I looked at him and I was like, is it like it? And he's just like,
nah.
He didn't even know what to say, I'm sure.
You know what? Go look at the black and white special with Roy Orbison. That's what you want to see. Okay. Mm-hmm. That was great.
Yeah.
That is a funny thing. Yeah.
Yeah, it was weird, but it's changing the world.
They'll figure it out.
This next part I'm really curious about because, like I said, I watched your documentary 3 times, and each time I got something new out of it. And, you were all of your siblings, Bill and everyone that was in it, was very open about the difficulties of, being a family and bringing the family into the music business. Because, obviously all families have their challenges, but without revisiting anything that you don't want to, would you be willing to share some advice for artists of any age who they might be trying to balance complicated family dynamics while pursuing their passions?
Good question.
The trick, the trick is this. Here's the trick. You're going to have forces that are going to work against you. This is just the way it is, okay? And then you're going to have to figure out your role in dealing with that force, and it's going to be negative sometimes. It's going to take you down. It's going to drop the curve you're on down to here, and you're going to have to fight to get it back up again. So you're going to do that. That's going to be your career. Million seller, not a million seller. Oh, now we got trouble in the camp. Dad's acting up, causing it, making it hard. Okay, so now we're going to have Indian Lake. We have another hit. Great, but we're not going to get along with West Farrell, so that's over. Dad's causing trouble in the camp again. And now we're fighting that. And so you got to fight the distractions, even when they're from within, because now we're going to go in and record a couple of days and record Hair and have a good time and not know that we're working on our last and biggest hit because of the nature of the order of why we recorded it. So you just stay focused. You're going to get in trouble. You're just going to have trouble from external forces that you're going to have to deal with. And if you can do it and right the ship, then you can spend a number of years successfully navigating that.
And if you cannot, and if you realize that this is a toxic situation and you're of a substantial enough age where you want this for yourself, and you realize that you have a family dynamic that is not working at the appropriate time, you need to remove yourself from that. And I'll even tell you this, like on a healthy level, when the Jonas Brothers hit a certain spot, their dad went, hey, you know what? Let's preserve the family. I'll stop managing. You guys take over. You're grown-ups. and we'll have a relationship instead. Dig? So your question about family dynamics and if it's an involved thing, and even if they're not involved, I mean, your family's your family no matter what. And, you know, depending on your levels of whatever's going on in your world is how you would respond. But perseverance, Bob said it, you know, you got to write your own ship. You got to go ahead, Polly.
Well, so we're all the way in this day and age now, and you know, it's all going to get back to one thing, and that is, do you believe in yourself? Do you believe in what you want to do and what you want to be, and do you believe in your passion? And then, you know, that's what needs to carry you through. Is how you feel about yourself, because like Bob and Susan, man, there's going to be people throwing hatchets and arrows and everything else, and you just need to dodge them, you know, and what should get you through it is just knowing in your own brain what you're capable of and what you want to perceive and then conceive and do it. And it's up to the individual artist.
And by the way, what Paul just described, it takes over naturally. He put it in words just now, but this is what you're busy doing. Okay. And you're not naming it. You're not putting it in words. You're doing it.
Yeah.
Okay. It's like, Dad fired Artie Kornfeld. There's no more Artie Kornfeld. Well, what are you going to do about that? Okay. Dad fired Bill from the family. Well, what are you going to do about that? It's a reactionary kind of existence because you're successful and you're running a successful career with its ups and downs, because we're still getting ups. So that takes over your whole existence. And you navigate that. And only after, when it's over, you go, holy mackerel, man, we really had to rebuild that thing there. Or, you know, you're so busy dealing with the acuteness of your situation because you're in the middle of the career. And that's all you can focus on. It's not, don't worry, you'll focus. You just hope you focus on the right thing and you got what you need to overcome what you're trying to overcome here and keep going. That's what you find out at the time, though.
Thank you guys for sharing that, because I really was wondering about that, and it's a really interesting thing, and I'm sure there's so many people out there that are. And thank you for persevering, because if you didn't, we might not have all the Cowsills music that we have.
We just want to sing on stage.
That's all we want.
Yeah.
Look, we make records, we write songs, and when you write a song, you should record them as best you can.
Right.
That's been a mantra of ours forever. It's got nothing to do with record deals or money. It's got to do with songs and being recording artists. Right. So we got that part, but we love live action. We love the stage. We loved it as kids. We ran it on stage. We're the bosses on stage. Nobody tells us anything about on stage, even when we were kids. And I think that fed us as adults, like this was your territory, you know, that kind of thing. You know, they couldn't touch us in the studio or on the stage, them, you know. So it's special places for us.
There's no place like the stage. I've found that too.
Okay, y'all guys, I do have to interrupt at this time because unfortunately, Aiden, I'm gonna have to bounce.
Okay. Because
I have another commitment that I had before this.
Sure.
But I want to say this has been one of my favorite podcasts ever. You're amazing, and please don't stop. And you can continue with the guys.
I only had one more question, anyways. But Susan, thank you so much.
We can do that.
It's been an honor.
Let's do it.
Oh, we love talking to you, man. You're great.
My question now is, here in 2025, what's next for the Cowsills? Are there any plans? Any big plans?
Always.
Big plans.
Big giant.
We have the Cocaine Drain album coming out on September 19th, an omnivore issue of an album we did that was never put out. Susan was 19 at the time, and it was in 1978. We have an a cappella project. We have a few more to record, one from Rhythm, one from Global, and one from Cocaine. And then, so in a year or two, the a cappella album will come out. And we're just very busy. We just keep going.
Making music.
We have shows all winter. We're going to do Abbey Road on the River. We're going to do the Flower Power Cruise, which we love.
Happy Together summer.
Happy Together.
So we're still at it.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And I just have to request, I'm going to throw it out there. You got to come back to Massachusetts soon, because I'm going to miss you guys all year.
How about next year?
Every summer we're there.
Every summer. And if we can get there sooner, Aiden, we will.
Yeah.
That would be great.
And if you got more questions later on in your life, give us a ring. We'll be ready to answer them.
Yeah, you bet.
That means a lot because you guys,
We can come back for sure.
you're all
All
very
right.
special to me, and your music means the world to
Well,
me. So
thank you,
Well, you're a
Aiden.
very special guy.
Good luck,
and-
Aiden Keen.
Yeah.
Aiden
Like
Keen.
Aiden Keen.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in to In the Green Room with the Cowsills. It has been an
Right on.
absolute honor, and I look forward to seeing you guys again soon. Thank you so much.
Same here, sweetie.
Thanks
Y'all
for having
take
us,
care.
Aiden.